Kafası'ndan herkese merhabalar sevgili izleyiciler. Antalya'da Winter League futbol eventindeyiz. Burada hem ilginç, birbirinden farklı teknoloji alanında, futbol alanında, spor marketing, spor pazarlaması alanında birçok farklı marka, firma ve teknoloji öncüsü girişimcilerle çok farklı güzel konuşmalarımız ve röportajlarımız oldu. Şimdi Nickolas Schtierre ile birlikteyiz. FANZEE'nin kurucusu. Aynı zamanda kendisi de hem kendinden anlatmak istediği bir girişimci hem de farklı düşüncelerini de bizle paylaşacağımız çok kısa bir röportaj geçireceğiz. Talk'un kafası için sağ olsun bizi kırmadı. Röportajımız tabii İngilizce olacak kendisiyle ama Türkçe öğrenmek istediğinde söyledi. Türkçeyi çok tutkulu ve enerjisi yüksek bir dil bulduğunu söyledi bize. Okay, so we are going to start in English. I just like...
Merhaba Türkiye.
I just told them that you're
I
passionate.
understand.
You understand?
I understand,
Yeah, you're passionate for Turkish. Okay, so Nickolas, you have an energy. You're ambitious. It's just like, you know, looks like seriously you can't like make it, but you can't stop yourself. That it's a passion that it's in yourself. And yeah, let's talk about FANZEE. So, how did you create, and how was the start from the creation process, and what does the idea come from, and what's the challenges, like mission and vision?
Basically, like when we see at the beginning, like 1.5 to 2 years ago, the penetration of modern technologies into football, into sports in general, and especially into football started. And those Web3 new companies started to like go into football. Why is that happening? Because there is an audience, a massive audience, a massive brand awareness of those football clubs. And basically that's what the crypto world needs, to get this mass adoption. Yeah. You need to talk to masses and create a product for like everyone. So your mother can have a wallet and send it to you, money to your grandmother, or purchase something for her. That's the point what they want to go. So they came to the football clubs with one idea, to get the audience and the traction and the users, new wallets, new transactions. That's the main goal for them, right? To get this started. And they have the money, obviously, because the market was high. Now it's not that good, but back in the day, like when we started, that was pretty good. So they came with all this money, and now we have Tezos, Manchester United, we have Lazio Binance, we have Santos Binance, and title sponsors giving a lot of money into the club. But what problem we saw from it? What does club receive from this beside this lump sum money? Of course, money needed for the club to develop. But activating this partnership, activating everything for other companies, they are basically losing time, because they could have used this to invest into the club infrastructure, to have this in like 5-10 years. Those young generation fans is a big factor for all sports, not just football actually. So going into this, clubs are so tempted by this big money, upfront guarantee. That's what we said on our panel, that you should like combine short-term thinking and long-term thinking and make it fan-centric, because we need to educate those fans. And those partnerships they have, it doesn't work out neither for a football club, neither for the companies. For companies maybe, but for the clubs, if we take the average stats of like clubs that work with numerous token organizations, and our average statistics is around like 80 to 95% of token holders are outside of the club like fan base. They are not fans. They are people who are already in the crypto world. They already have a wallet. They already know about this. And we are talking about people who go to the stadium with their family, who have no idea about crypto, only something that comes from a state media or from their friends. Then this is a scam, this is a bubble, this is gonna burst, there is no money there, and all this stuff. But if we want to change it, we have to first of all educate ourselves about this, to have an understanding what's going on there, how we can apply this. Technology is great, but without application it's just a technology, and in 5 years it dies. You remember those TV with glasses for 3D? How many of those you have at home? 0. And they don't exist at the market anymore, because there was no application, it was not convenient and all this stuff. But if we are talking about application of these technologies, we firstly educate ourselves, and then club educates fans. What, for example, West Ham does. We had a long conversation with West Ham United back in the beginning of 2022, and they had a really bad story about tokens issuing to the club and the community. It's a community club. The communities that didn't like to continue this. I can put too much details on this, but okay, they canceled the token deal, and then they made a partnership with a DeFi company, consulting company, that's gonna educate them, gonna educate their fans about decentralized finance. And then you can make tokens, you can make everything. But
So I'm so sorry.
Go for it.
What about to like what about the age average to interested in this actually starting age, or did you know like Generation
I
Z?
think
I mean,
the general hype is there, but hype is not enough, because that's like the lack of education, and there should be approach to all the generations. But what we do create a fan journey, because every technology need application. So token, it's common sense, everybody talks about this right now. Tokens should have utility, NFTs should have utility. And what is utility for your fan? If he and all the clubs are focused like, okay, let's sign deal with this company and we make so much money. And we make like 75,000 tokens, or like what Liverpool story, for example, 175,000, and the rates they had for sales rates. But the customer journey was crazy. You need to go to the Sotheby's. What does regular Liverpool fan has in common with Sotheby's? Is he coming there to sell Monet every other day? No. But then after that, you have to create a wallet, MetaMask or something. Then you get back. How many got lost in this journey? Only those who are into, can go through. So we're starting from the beginning. There should be a bridge between Web 2.0 and Web 3.0. And that's what we are trying to build, and we are building with our partner clubs. Building a bridge for the fans from Web 2.0 to Web 3.0 through the immersive fan engagement, immersive fan journey, that basically once you got into the stream, you start to firstly enjoy, because the club should be firstly giving something to their fans to feel them appreciated. Because fans are not stupid. If you try to squeeze money out of them, they, especially young generation, they are trying to squeeze money because they know gaming, casual gaming, they know all this built-in purchases and all this stuff.
How did you convince them, Nickolas? Yeah, from the first sight.
You convince them by creating a great product for them. Make it fun for them. Make them enjoy first. And through this journey, you educate them. They don't have to even know that you create there's a wallet, this is an NFT or something. It's step by step you tell them. But firstly, you give something. You give them joy. Football is about giving emotions. So for us, the main channel of communication is emotion. Emotion that basically you receive when you come to the your fan app of the club. What do you get there? Information, a copy of your tweets, Instagram, some clips. Is it engaging really? You can go to Instagram. Why should you go to your app? But if the fan is coming to your app, they should want to come there again and again, to have some fun there, to play with their friends.
It's kind of an addiction based as well, right?
It's like creating community there, where they can share thoughts when they can compete. We have leaderboards. Who is the better fan? Who is more engaged? Who has more knowledge about the club? And club appreciates this. If you know who scored all the goals 20 years ago, if you know what was the name of a stadium in 1950.
Because fans need to know those things, right? It's interesting to them.
Yes, we are working tightly with the clubs we collaborate with. So we basically we try to gather all the information from the public sources as much as we can. But then we come to the club and ask, hey guys, we have some gray areas. We don't know this about your club, this about your club. Please you share this information, and then we will start to engage with your fans using this information.
So how are those days? What is the first impact, and right now, how it goes?
Actually, we started, I will not say slow, but smartly. We started with the small clubs in Eastern Europe, It's Paphos, and there are four Moldavian clubs. Zimbru, Sveti Georgi, Dacia Buyukani as well. So, and some, we also started to check at the same time the esports, because this is where young generation and fans are, to see what is their approach, see what does resonate with them. And we started it around February, March. So, and we have seen the great results on this small scale, because you know, it's impossible, like if you have a hypothesis, even if idea is great and you are 100% sure it's gonna work, it is nearly impossible like to go to, for example, Galatasaray or Besiktas and say, hey, we have a great idea, let's do it. So like, they need to do a due diligence by the market. They always ask you, like, when we have like this 250 meetings over half a year, when we talk to the, like, any person in a football club, they ask, who do you work with? And we say, of course, Real Madrid. We started with them. Liverpool, Real Madrid, Chelsea, Barcelona. It was first, like, out of my head, we go there. No, of course, no. You need to prove it on a small scale with the lower risks. But numbers we got from those small clubs, if we are talking Paphos, Paphos has around 10,000 subscribers on Instagram. It's rather small club, right? But they're doing extremely well this season. It's a great structure inside the club, because for us it's very important what kind of people are there in the club, how the club is being managed, what kind of team president built. Are there people who are capable to do things, to see the future, and to build a sustainable long-term development for the club, or they are here to make some money for a year or two, they are friends of each other and so on, like, and they're not that much focused on doing something big and for future.
But is there still a challenge to, you know, you need to just introduce something new to the, even if they're like a Generation Z or whatever, even they're like so trendy and so up for the technology. So it's just still a new thing, and it's just like come with the challenge, right? What are those challenges for you?
Actually, there is always a challenge. And if you want to build something great, it will be really hard. And the environment we have right now at the football, of course, football in terms of like decision making, it's pretty like short-term oriented. But yesterday I had a really good conversation with one of the former CFOs of one big Turkish club. We had a private conversation, but I can share some piece what he told me. Like, Nickolas, I understand this. There is a future, like we should go into the long-term decision making, but when there is a 50 million US dollars on the table, how do you feel you can say no to this and like, oh, we are looking in the long term, so thank you for your 50 million, but we have to develop our club. No, but at the same time I told him like, hey, but how about taking 10 million out of this 50 million and invest in your future? How about this? That's great. It doesn't mean that you have to not do this. You cannot just switch like from short term to the long term. But how about just doing it simultaneously? Because at some point you will have to approach those Gen X, Gen Z, those guys who have 2 to 7 second attention span. But at the same time, they have 2.27 attention span. But when they are engaged, they can watch those esports streams for 6 hours, consume a lot of digital merchandise, interact with each other in chats, because there is a community. That's what are we bringing. That's why we work with football and esports, because we always gather best practices and share it with our partners, because it doesn't make sense to have confidentiality here. We share the best practices and we thrive together, because this market is common for all the football clubs, and more people are there, it's better for every club. Because when we started to, that's also a hypothesis we checked in Moldova, there, like we signed 1 club, 2 club, 3 club, 4 club, and we see how much synergy is there.
So Nico, as a closing part,
sure.
just like running time, but it's like so
great
to
continue talking this
listen your
until
experience.
sun goes down.
Okay, so what is the main motivation for building this this FANZEE?
For us?
Yeah.
Main
Where
motivation.
did you get your motivation?
It's a business and we want to earn money and all this stuff. It's just as simple as
It's
this.
the creation, right?
Huh?
Like, still, they create something.
Yeah, but I'm just kidding. But I'm just kidding and I'm honest. Because any business wants to make money. But it's always about how do you build your business. Is it like 70% of Web3 Nil projects are made to make money first 2 years and then disappear. Yeah. It's not our goal. We are investing into the clubs. We are not offering this minimum guarantee money because we invest like nearly 150K annually to run one club fan engagement platform. And we don't ask money from the club. It's our investment. But in the long run, we have a long plan, a long picture, and we are building a sustainable relationship with the club. In the long run, of course, we want to change the world of fan engagement through building real fan engagement, because it's a fancy word used everywhere now. Fan engagement, fan engagement, fan engagement. But after that, you mean tokens. Tokens are on the market, jumping up and down, pumping, dumping, pumping, dumping. After a year, club doesn't have data about their, because it's not fans. 97% of them, there were some people from crypto market. There were no touches after the mint. They only got the big money like reasonably big for each club on the scale, but they don't have any additional engagement from this. Fans are not becoming closer to you. And every year they are not becoming closer, they are becoming, the distance is going bigger. So our main idea is to bring football and their fans together, to help clubs who has like lower attendance. For example, like our photographer, he has a brother and his friends playing. What is the name of the club? You work for the Kone. Yeah, we actually had a conversation yesterday about this. So he said like the stadium capacity is 30,000, and actually the average attendance is 60,000, if not Beşiktaş or Galatasaray coming there. But people are coming for Galatasaray, Beşiktaş. And I said like, what is the reason there? Like, how come? Like, he's like, hey, it's 400 per ticket, and average like minimum plus minus salary is around 3,000. Is it right? And okay, but then what? Like, you prefer to have 6,000 instead of having a full house? How about bringing those people to the stadium with a minimal price? I don't know, 100 lira? I know there will be some costs for this. You need the security, you need the like ticketing and all this stuff to control this, but it will be investment. But once you create those, in Brazil, for example, do people have a lot of money who are coming for those torcidas? They don't have, they're the pueblo, like public. The people are like the real fans. But I don't know how it works in Brazil exactly. Do they subsidize it? Is there a low price? But they have a full house every other game. If the club can, through this, what we do, talk to the fans, engage with them, have a direct dialogue, then, and using best practices from all over the world, and I see there is a lot in common with Brazil and Turkish football, a lot more than Turkish football and European football, a lot more. And if this happens, then step by step in the long run, we can help those clubs to fill the stadium, to sell more merchandise. That's what they want. But if you want this, why don't you do anything for this? You do first, you put an effort first, and then you'll get the results. But everybody wants a result here and now.
Yeah, so Nickolas, thank you so much. It's an honor for us to have you as our guest, and I hope like who is listening, who is going to listen from this video, I think it's just like get a big inspiration from your words and also from the business that you create.
Thank
Congratulations
you very much.
again.
Teşekkür ederim.
And also, do you want to say some message or something to Turkish
I
audience
want
as well?
actually send a message to Turkish audience that once I had a chance to get back to Turkey and to spend these 4 days here, it took me like 40 hours to come here, and it will take even a little bit more to get back to Brazil. So more or less I spend here as much time as I travel here, but it's totally worth it. I love Turkish people, Turkish level of hospitality, and this hospitality is not about this, you know, fancy, only focused on the fancy. It's a like very beautiful luxury and all this stuff. It is actually, but it's not about this. It's about Turkish people who are building this. How they greet you, how much energy they give you, how much
Friendly?
You feel like it's not even friendly. It's like you're visiting your grandmother's house.
Oh
It's
my
like
God, so good.
it's a real hospitality. People are happy to have you
Feels
here.
like home.
And and you feel it. You feel it everywhere. Talking to any waiter, somebody helping you. It's not about like I don't
you're a
even
stranger? No.
I don't even talk about their organization. They made it here. We actually made a decision to be here quite late.
Oh, really?
I'm finishing this,
Is
wrapping
it
it
a
up.
destiny call?
Kind of.
Yeah.
Kind of. And Joshua is one of these destiny calls as well.
Joshua,
and Mr.
say
Bekic.
hi to you. Okay,
Joshua
Joshua
and Bekic,
didn't
he's busy.
even
He's
hear
working
us.
all the time. And
he's
Joshua,
not even here. Oh my God, it's
Joshua
interesting.
and Mr. Bekic, what they did and their team,
Wow, Joshua.
what
wow.
you were managed to build this. Everybody who's working for, participating in this convention, every guest, every speaker, the energy here was built. I like told mine in my Instagram yesterday like that. Hey, we didn't do networking yesterday. We've been making friends.
Wow.
It was much more.
Yes.
So I hope that Winter League will keep this energy, and next year many friends from all around the world will gather again in Turkey and enjoy it all the way and make the football a better place.
Yeah,
even though it sounds a little bit pathetic, but we really are doing our best to bring game we love to a new level.
Before our interview, as you said, not last but not least.
Last but not least, yeah.
Okay, thank you again so much.
Teşekkür ederim.
Sevgili
Görüşürüz.
izleyiciler, Token Kafası kanalımızda konuğumuz Nikolay'dı. Kendisiyle çok keyifli bir sohbet geçirdik. Umuyoruz siz de keyif alırsınız izlerken. Kanalımızı beğenip abone olmayı lütfen unutmayın. Teşekkür ederiz. Hoşçakalın. Hoşçakalın.